Good morning, guys. Oh, no sound. I think the mic's working, but not positive. So we do have 3-star news this morning. So for long, I want to be above that 25,760. We'll see if we get that. What do we got? We got the 200 moving average all the way up here at the 650. We had a big move overnight to the downside. So I just feel like we could go either way this morning. I just want to make sure my sound's working correctly. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So we still got about 10 minutes before the market. Well, about 8 minutes before the market opens. Like I said, if we stay below the 34s, we'll look for shorts. Back above 60, we'll look for longs. So let me put that there. That way, I don't know if I could put there in a way. What did I? Back below 35, 20. Because we got the point of control sitting there at the 768. So I don't know if we're going to pop up there to the 760s. And if that's going to be kind of the line in the sand here. So we'll just have to wait for open. All right. So what was that? Like I said, below 734, we're looking for shorts. Just go change the size of that, kind of make it a little easier to see. Let me mark that out so it's easier to see. So here's that 34. You can see we retested that area early before we bounced above it. So that 60 is what we need to see if I can make that a little smaller. I didn't realize how big that was. We had a nice sell off of that 35 earlier pre-market. All right. Just be aware if you're waiting to take your trade this morning that we do have 3-star news at 10 o'clock this morning. I don't know if I put it in the chat. If you go back up to the chat, we have 3-star news and it's the Jolt job numbers. So just be aware that if you're holding trades. So we still got about 5 more minutes before the market opens. Like I said, below the 734, we're going to be kind of short bias and back above 760 long. Let me bring over the one charts that, oh. So targets that we can look for if we go long, let's say if we do get above that 760 area, as you can see, that's point of control here. And as you can see, the sellers kind of stop losing so much support up here, but this is what I would target, those 800s, and that would be like the London highs. So then before above that, if we just get the fortune enough to continue long, we could be shooting also all the way up to the Asia lows, kind of like a retest of the Asia low. So then I'm not sure if we filled in that gap from last week. Oh, did we? Okay, to the downside, if we start selling off, I mean, it would be a nice short, but you still got the opening week gap from last week all the way down at the 557s. So those would be the areas to target to the downside. As you can see, we've already started kind of dipping into the top of it, but we haven't ran the complete fill in yet. All right, still 3 minutes. All right, to the upside, 800. Then you would have to get above 800s to continue to the Asia shorts. And like I said, to the downside, we'll be looking for that weekly gap fill in from last week. Or the other worst option is, since we had so much movement overnight in the Asia market, it could just be a complete dud this morning. That is the possibility too. That's the only thing that sucks about New York session whenever we have a lot of consolidation. I'm hoping the London took the brunt of the consolidation. As you can see, the London session did not have, well, it did. I mean, shoot, it still had almost 160 points of movement. I guess because the consolidation looks so big. All right, so those will be the targets and stuff that we look for today. And a reminder, we do have 3-star news at 10 o'clock. So if you just happen to jump in a trade like 5-10 minutes before that 10 o'clock hour, just be aware of that. What's up, Believer? How are you doing today? A lot of good targets to the upside and downside today. So to the upside, we're going to be looking for us to hit the London high. Then if we get above those London highs, we can look for the Asia lows. Then to the downside, if we start moving to the downside, we'll try to look for that weekly filling gap. I don't know if we can get down there. It's a long ways down. All right, less than 1 minute to go, guys. All right. Woo, we're already starting to push the level to the downside. I was hoping it wouldn't push the, oh, never mind, the market's open. Okay. So we got below those 34s. Just need to be careful around here, around the 700, because that was almost a 700 bounce. So a brand new candle. So we would need to print below that 34. Kind of get through this first 5-minute candle. But that did push back into that opening 15-minute gap too, so can use that 27 as a stop loss. I just don't know if it's going to reject that 60 or not. You kind of need to see us push through those 60s. We just hit those 60s almost right on the nose. What are we, 57? You got point of control there at the 60s, at 62. Just don't get trapped. All right, so right now we're kind of bouncing off the top of the 15-minute range. And that's the first 15 minutes of the day. That's that 9 o'clock to 9:15, 15 minutes. So we need to get out between that 60 and 34 here. I'm trying to wait for that second 5-minute candle. We're trying not to jump in too early. I just hope it doesn't sell so fast where I got to have like a big stop loss. Damn it. Let's see if we get a bounce here at the 90. Or maybe get below there. Now we could play off that 15-minute range at 85. That's the bottom of that 15-minute candle right here. As you can see, we just hit the, that's where we just kind of hit and bounced a little bit. Boy, it's hard not to jump in on this candle. Woof. We may get lucky enough to get a 50% pullback on this candle, but I'm not sure. So what you want to do is hopefully if it prints here, you need to see it pull back into the 90s, the 90s to the whole number there. I was hoping to give us something a little bit better than just a complete sell-off at those 34 levels. So the 50% of this total move is up there around the that whole number. Oh, let me see where that 15-minute is. I forgot to check that 15 minutes. I'm going to go to break even fairly quick on this one. All right, so we at least got the first target, at least got the 10. So we did get almost a 50% pullback on that. That's what I was saying. You could almost wait for that 50% pullback. Let me find that. All right, so the bottom of that 15 minutes is at 83. All right, so we didn't get nothing on the runner. But I think if 83 holds, you could almost still look for another short off of that. That's the bottom of that 15-minute candle from 9 to 9:15. No, we popped it. There's the 50% mark. I think if we break that 50% mark, it's going back up. That might have just been a trap candle. I'm going to play off the bottom of this 15-minute candle. And it's at 82.83. Let me see. It's actually at 84. Back above 85.90 area, we'll close this trade. We'll just risk like 5 or 6 points on this. This way, if that area doesn't hold. Yeah, it couldn't. Looks like it's not going to hold. Remember, guys, we usually go in small, like 2 and 3 micros for most part, and up to 5. If we can get back below those 84s, I still like the short because we just need to see what happens with that 15-minute candle. And we have an inside bar, but man, that inside bar is massive. I don't know if you could play like that a normal inside bar just because how big it is. If you break through those 20s, you might be able to get away with that inside bar, but man, that thing is massive. That thing is 60 points. All right, it's about to break. That one's iffy. trying to risk as little as possible on this because we can't play this the correct way because there's no way I can have a 60-point stop loss, guys. All right, at least we got the first 10. That's what that purple bar is. That's an inside bar. I don't know about break of structure, no, because we're pushing back up to the point of control, which is kind of the middle. You would almost need to get back above 785. That's the next legit high. Here, you need to get, if we get through the 60s, I think we go straight up. That's your point of control here at the 60s. As you can see, we're hitting that right now, 62. We just popped it. So we may continue higher here above 60. We just need to print above 60. Boy, the inside bar paid again today, guys. 2 days in a row, inside bar. That's the purple candle. Whenever I reference inside bar, that's the purple candle. If we can print above 60s, that's where I'm going to take my stop loss to. But we got to get above those 60s because it could easily pull back here. We just need the bulls to step in and take over this spot. And I would, if they do, look for an 800 push. No, the 60s is holding. Damn it. It just can't lose that point of control. There we go. It's right here. 60, 65, 64 is your point of control. We just need to print above that 60, man. I think we just rip. Come on. We need the bulls to step in, take control of that area. They're looking like it is. It's almost a 50-50 little battle here. You can see them. We just need the you see the bulls taking over this level. You just need to start seeing green, green, green all the way up. All right, here comes that print above 60, I hope. Man, I almost want to add. If we print above that 60. All right. All right, we added a contract to see if we can sell it off at 10. Come on, 60. We can still kind of be back break even if we do lose that 60 level. Damn it. Come on. Hold up. Don't want to lose the 60s. Where could we pull back to if we do get a pullback? And we can always add into this eval, what, the 30s? Wow, we may get stopped out. We're in this just for 3 micros at the moment. We want to see if our EMAs can hold. I think we should still be protected. Let me pull Fibonacci on this candle and see where the 50% mark is. That might have been the 50% pullback. I forgot to look. It was. That was the 50% pullback on that candle. I forgot to pull that. Once these 2 contracts sell here at 81, I should get a better position. Well, I thought I was going to get a better entry. I think we'll sell the last one at 800. That's kind of my last target for a possible pullback. Yeah, above that 80, at least by this chart, they said that's the next, I guess, high, I guess. I think that it marks it out for you. I think that's what these little yellow lines are. But you can see all this consolidation in this area. So what we're doing is we're targeting these London highs here at 801, 802. Because we could hit those and get some kind of pullback. Then maybe if we break above those, then maybe we can look for another long. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with those London highs. Do we target more? What do you guys think? Do y'all think we can blast through those highs? A lot of times at those highs like that, on those kill zone areas, you'll get like a 20, 30 point pullback. And maybe we can add. Maybe we can just hold on to our long. Let's see what happens here. This is the 802. This is where you got to, I mean, really, that's the safer of your target. Oh, it's blasting. It's blasting it. Whew. All right, we got our stop loss sitting at 800 for the safer of it. So above 60, like I said, that was kind of our long trade earlier. Unfortunately, the short didn't work out as well. It was kind of like a break even down there. We had a winning trade, then we had a losing trade on the bottom of that 15 minutes. I don't know if we can, but I'm going to target the Asia lows. Actually, I think 67, 68 might be a better target. Whew. Oh man, the buyers are stepping in. If you pull that volume profile, it's all green right now. Dude, this thing is just on a run. It's like, do we target the 900s? Woo! Goodness, it wants those Asia lows this morning possible. Man. Wasn't sure which one was going to pay the bills this morning, but that 60 level was definitely the one. Man, the bulls are just completely taken over. If you kind of go back and look, like everybody's gotten rid of the bears are just look, they're just belling. A little bit more. I know we got some resistance at this level. Okay, nice. If I had another runner, I would definitely target those 900s up there for that here. I don't know if you can see that in this little chart. Let me move it over. Here. One of the reason I went and took a profit at 60 was because of this leg here. You can see there was a little leg here pullback, so it's going to run in 2 or 3 little bitty things. But if it gets through these 60s, there's no reason why we can't make those 900s to retest the Asia low on your kill zones areas. And right now, the bulls still look strong. I mean, there is no red at all in that volume profile. It's just all green. So be careful you also in your trade. I guess I almost forgot about it. We do have news in about 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. So just be aware of that if you're still holding trades. Today I'm trying to like keep typing in the little chat. So, because yesterday I guess I didn't do like I wasn't interacting with the chat, and they ended my stream. All right, guys. So nothing really else to do here but sit here and just kind of watch charts. I couldn't jump in for another trade unless we have some kind of pullback. So that trade there paid us $332. Okay, Bulls are stepping. The Bulls are. Oh, the Bulls tried to step back in at this level. It went completely red and bounced back. I was trying to make it where you can see volume profile plus the charts there. Hoping we can get some kind of pullback, but we'll have to wait. And I'm hoping the news is kind of a dud, kind of like yesterday. So yesterday, both of our 3-star news were kind of duds. Whew. The Bulls are still stepping in. I just wasn't sure about this area. If you look to the left, you can see there was a leg down before the pullback, then the pop. If it pops here, you should get to the 900s. 20 points away. All right, 1 minute left before news, guys. So protect your profits if you are still in long. I'm hoping it's a dud, honestly. I hope we don't get no... It looks like it's going to be. Because I hate whenever the news messes up the charts. So if we get a pullback to like the 700s today, I will look for long off of 760. Like if we get a pullback all the way to this point of control area. Believer, did you take any trades on the QQQ this morning? The long for QQQ was back at 47,196. Did anybody in the lobby get long above 60? Is there anyone in a trade right now? If so, what's your target or what are you looking for? All right, so the bears are stepping in right here still. So getting a little bit of red. It's not all green no more. So just kind of be aware. I mean, I still think that 900 is definitely a target. You said you're looking for a tick into the previous New York low. Oh, nice. Did you take the 60 long? Was that last night, believer? That's a nice trade. Yeah. That's all right, man. Like, day to day, sometimes it's okay not to take trades. Some days I wish I can almost stay out of trades because I always find myself getting in trouble. Oh, the consolidation box from this morning. Yeah, I tried to find where I could take some trades on the QQQ. I was going to try to grab some with you, but I don't know if Ninja won't let me trade the QQQ. Either that or I don't know the right abbreviation for the QQQ. Or maybe it's, let's see. No, this is the YM. Oh, the YM broke out. Not the QQQ, the YM. The YM broke out at 47,202. Well, I feel like we definitely took profit at the right area because we're still struggling to get through this area here. Like I said, if you kind of look to the left a little bit, you can see that there was a leg down. Where did I see that leg? Right here. Yeah. Then if we get through that one, we should get a push right here. And that's the London lows from overnight. And yesterday's opens all the way up there at 20,026. So there's not any reason why we couldn't run up there today. Yeah, now it's just kind of the slow period, guys. There's not really a lot to do here. We're just kind of consolidating. We are making a little bull flag for anybody that likes taking bears and bull flags. But I don't like taking them up after we done made a 100-point move to the upside. So it's kind of hard to take these. So later today, I'm going to definitely look for a long off of the 60 if we pull back the 100 points into the 760s. And that's also down there at the point of control. Or actually, no, 744. 744, 750 area, somewhere in between there if it stays the same. As right now, it could change if the market continues moving higher. Yeah, definitely we're going to have to sit here and just wait for some kind of pullback. There's just not really anything we can do now. If I was going to take any trades now, we would definitely just use 1 or 2 micros and see if we could get like 10 points in runners. And this way we can still hold on to our profit for today. Yeah, this is definitely a small pullback. I wouldn't mind seeing a pullback all the way back into the 700s. But this could be the only pullback and it just keeps moving higher. You know, we have those trend days, man. It just goes straight up, straight up, straight up without any type of pullback. And you're just kind of just sitting here watching because there's just no entry. Or maybe this thing will fill in this gap, then just rip back up off the 21 and the 9. Kind of pull back into the 800s, kind of like a little 800 touch, then I rip back up. A lot of times I will try those 800 bounces, then use that 90 level as kind of like my line in the sand. Or either that or we wait for it to push through the 800s, touch the 90, then maybe try to get long back through the 800s. If we try something like that, it's going to be very low risk. I haven't really looked at the 1 hour candle. Let's look at that one. Because oh. Oh, that was the big drop from yesterday. So I'm glad we got out of our long position when we did. So that was definitely a nice target to bail. Here, maybe we can get this gap fill in here. Fill in this gap, kind of bounce off these two wicks here. And the 80s hold for another push back up. And that would also give us a 21 and a 9 just kind of fill in. So maybe a little like long off of the, what, 70s, 80s area? Wherever these two wicks are sitting. Let's see. I have to basically 85. Where did you get a scalp at? You just took a short? Or did you take a long off the 25? I know you said you like to trade those whole numbers. Or you like the whole numbers? Okay. Nice. I'm not going to try a long, well, I almost like this bull flag breakout, but I really would like it to see it pull back to the 85s. I don't really feel like sitting here through a lot of consolidation. Now, are you still using that same account that you're up $1,200 beginner, or are you doing like a different account? What ticker? Do you mean time frame? I'm on the 5 minutes. I used to trade a lot of the 1 minutes, but it just seems like I would get myself trapped a lot on the 1 minute chart just because of all the noise and just get so many fake outs. Oh yeah, this is the MNQ. So this is minis. So most of the time, depends on what our profit is. We'll go from either 2 minis all the way up to 10 minis. But most of the time, it's between 2 and 5. What's up, Francis? How are you doing? I wasn't having a lot of luck with that 15-second chart, Francis, so we haven't been messing with it lately. Just kind of sticks to what works, and I tried it, and it didn't work. At least not for me. I know Methodical Man was still doing it for a little bit, but I'm not sure if he's still doing it. Right now, we're just kind of back to mostly trading off levels. So this morning, I put on the screen for where I was looking for shorts and longs. So print below 34, I like the shorts. Then print back above the 760 for longs. We did get a push below that 34 level, but we just did not get the breakout down there. It did push. I mean, you still could have got, if you took the short below the 34, you still could have got about 20 to 30 points out of it, even if you jumped in a little late. But the move was back to the upside above 760. So it was 120 points right now above the 760 level. So right now what we're doing is just kind of waiting for a pullback. So there's not really a lot for us to do because we just got out of this trade. We sold our last contract at 860. I want to see our original entry was what, like 825 or 830, something like that, 830 something, because I got in a little early before we broke that 60 level. So hopefully that wasn't the only move for this morning. Then we're just sitting here consolidating the rest of the morning. I've tried trading gold a little bit, believer, like on a sim account, and I really haven't looked much into it. But I've been using this new like leveling off TradingView, and it's been helping me a lot. So this would have had me getting short around 398 this morning. So big move to the downside off of that too. So is this going to be your bear flag breakout? Or is it going to be a fake out? I almost want to take a short off of that 900s, honestly. And it's just going to be 2 micros. And that 10 area will be my line in the sand. So we're only going to be risking $40 of the 332 that we're up. And that is at the Asia low. Yeah. Oh, wrong. And on top of that, you have a lot of consolidation also sitting at 904. I mean, I'm not saying going heavy or anything, but like I said, we're only going to be risking 2. And it's this area here. You can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6, 7 little 5-minute candles in that area. So it should have a hard time at least getting through that. All right, so that was almost, I don't even know if that would have paid your 10 points if you got long on that one. Well, it might have paid your 10 points, but you wouldn't have got your runner. Both the NQ and gold, both bearish. I mean, it looks like gold was just moving. Here's the gold chart. Yeah, it looks like once it broke that And you almost got a retest of the Asia low there. Look, it pushed below, then another retest of the Asia low, then just dumped hard. Oh, you thinking we get a breakout any second, Francis? What is your little bitty meter telling you? I know you used to have that little meter that would. So on this 2 contracts, we're only going to probably be looking for like 10 to 20 points. So like if we get lucky enough, it should hit, then maybe a pullback to the 80s, retest these wicks. Let's see if we can get close to 400. If we can get... We're sitting at 332 now. So we'll either be a little back below 300 or we'll be closer to 400 if we can get this 20 points off of this. Like I said, just 2 micros. We're not going to be over leveraging the rest of the day on this account just because we're already up. So we still want to try to protect what profits we have. Then for a funded trade later today, let's see if the targets moved any. So for the long, it's going to be all the way back down at 750s. I'm glad the news did not mess up the charts today because the 3-star news has been very dull lately. I don't know if it has to do something with the government shutdown or what. I don't know if just the data's not getting released. Ooh, I caught it. This is like the worst time to be in a trade. So if you're in a trade right now, this is like the most crappiest time to be in a trade when you're sitting through consolidation. That's like the worst. Especially if you're over leveraged in consolidation. That's even worse than just being in consolidation because you're just at the mercy of the charts if you're over leveraged. Oh, goodness. But if this 900 hits, I mean, like I said, that was our pre-market target from this morning. We're definitely going to keep a short leash on this right here, guys. I really don't want to lose more than $40 if this is a losing trade. And it's not like this is going to probably be a big move trade. This is just going to be kind of a scalping type trade where we're just looking for 10 to 20 points. What did we hit? 95? I hate when it runs up there and it already gives you those first 10 points like that. But I think there's about 5 or 6 candles in that area. So I would think that we'd get multiple bounces and multiple pullbacks, at least 10 points. Just could not get up there. I hope that wasn't the pullback, because that's already almost a 20-point pullback or 25-point pullback. That's gonna suck. That's I hate whenever it's the second touch. I always want it to be the first touch with a pullback. So now it's gonna be very skeptical if we get that second hit. And I don't even know if I saw any wicks down at 95. Unless I just missed them. Let's see. No. And also that's kind of the gap fill in there too. Also at the 900. So it's this area here that we could push up a little bit that we hope holds. You see all these little wicks here. So even if it does kind of push through our original where we're trying to enter, you would hope that we'll be saved by these wicks. What's up, Outer? How are you doing today? Dude, we had a massive trade off 760 this morning. You could have got a trade long and short this morning. If you shorted the 794 or 734s, you just wouldn't have got as big as a move as the 760s, but you still could have got a nice short off of the 734s this morning. But that 760 was definitely the trade of the day. Oh, nice. Nice on the 2R today, Outer. Right now, we've just been kind of sitting here for the last 30 minutes just watching consolidation. There's just not really anything to do. We pretty much had this one last little push up here at 10 o'clock. If I say the wrong time, guys, it's because I'm in Central Time. Methodical, did you take that 760 long that I posted in the chat or post on the board? Free level call out. Ah, shoot. Could have had a 100-point move today, Methodical. Use progression slow. Believer, you may just be right, man. We may just be sitting here till after lunch hour just waiting to see if we get anything. Oh, you're just back. Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty harsh right now, man. We'll give it another 30 minutes. If we ain't got no moves for the 30 minutes, we may just take a break and come back after the lunch hour. Just don't want to sit here and end up FOMOing into this, because there's really no entry at the moment unless you're good at trading the range. So buying at the lows, trading, selling at the highs, that type of trading. I don't know. I hadn't really thought much about what for lunch. I'm usually not on like a really good lunch breakfast type schedule or even dinner. I don't have a normal schedule just because I work at different times. Then plus I do streaming at different times, so it's just my time thing's all over the place. Like today, I don't work, so I probably spend a lot of time streaming. But definitely don't want to sit here through the consolidation period. So at the moment, we're just going to be patient and wait. So either we're going to look for like that 900 bounce and risk about 40 bucks. Hopefully no higher than the 910s. So that'll be my line in the sand. Or here we can look for another long if we can get that pullback all the way back down into the 700s, like 780, 775, those two wicks right there. So maybe you can get a nice little wick bounce off of these two here. And it'll fill in this gap here. See you later, believer. Have a good rest of your day. Yeah, I'm pretty close to my end too, man. Just I don't want to end up getting FOMO and end up entering out of this consolidation because we're up 332 today, so don't want to mess up any of our profits. But I will look for a long today. I'm hoping this even moves up. I'll definitely look into taking this off of my with funded accounts around 760, 770. I'm hoping it moves on up and it gets right there where those two wicks are. Oh, if she goes up, you're going to be like, boom, boom. Nice, Francis. Guys, if you're just joining us, it's very slow right now. We already had our big move. We actually got long this morning around the 30s and 40s. And once we broke that 60, we kept adding. So right now we're up 332 for the day. So we're looking for a scalp play up here at the 900s. And that's around that Asia low. The only thing that worries me is we already pushed up there once, but we missed our target by like, I don't know, 5 points, 4 points. But we'll hold off at the 900s and see what happens. If it doesn't look like super bullish, where it doesn't look like it's going to blast through there, we'll hold it. But if I start seeing a lot of green on the volume chart and it looks like it's just blasting, we may reconsider it. And I would prefer to have a long off of that 70 area. That would be the better of the area to take a long. Outer, when did you take your trade this morning? What was your setup? Your setup was at 947. Target was 853. What's up, Dexter? I'm not sure what that is, Danny. UMAV? Is that a crypto? Let's see. Here, I'll see if it comes up on TradingView. Let's see. What was it again? MAV. Yeah, see, it doesn't let me see that on TradingView. Okay, so that's just an individual stock. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't ever trade individual stocks. We mainly just strictly trade futures. All right, here's see if we get another little push and see if we can bounce off that 900. Moon incoming. I don't want a moon incoming, Francis. I just want it to hit that 90 and bounce back, or 900 and bounce back. He says I bought the Danny corporations. Do you think it'll grow? Is that what you're asking, Danny? Because I'm not sure. I don't know anything about like individual stocks. All right, let's see if we can get this push and at least get a 10 to 20 point move off of these two contracts. I probably wouldn't let it go any higher than the 810 to 820 area. That's where I would kind of draw my line in the sand. I don't really follow stocks, so I don't ever look into stocks, so I'm not a person to ask like where to buy stocks and stuff at. Because most of the trading I do is just based on like minute to minute and what the market's doing at the moment and not what it's doing long term. Come on, 900. Give us the 900s for a little bitty pullback here for 10 to 20 points. We got Francis in the YouTube lobby hollering for the moon, but I'm not hoping for the moon unless we pull back first, because we definitely could run up there to that 535s or yesterday's low all the way up at 26,012. Yeah, this is definitely the boring time of if you trade every day. You get these days where we just get crazy volatility for the first 30 minutes. Then the rest of the morning is just like a dud. And you're just kind of just sitting here watching charts without any type of setups or, any movement. So more likely when it does this, we probably won't get another move until after the lunch hour. So it'll just be consolidation all the way up to the lunch hour. Maybe this will be one of the days we get big movement during the lunch hour. A lot of times we don't get that movement during the lunch hour. It doesn't come to the PM session. If you put in the ICT kill zones, it'll mark out those areas for you. And you'll kind of get what I'm talking about whenever I say kill zones. See. Woo, we've already hit that area twice. It's making it more and more scary. Anytime we push up in those 90s and it just keeps popping back. I just hope we got to pop back when it's our turn. Because we done had 2 pop backs out of those 90s. At least, that first one went from 95 all the way to 40. So that was like a 40-point pullback. Man. Come on. Is there anybody here stuck in a trade right now? Or is everybody just sitting on the sidelines waiting? Francis, what about you? Are you in a trade? Or are you still waiting on the breakout out of this consolidation box? So it did move the point of control all the way up at 868. And there's a lot of buyers all the way down to 786. So it would take a lot of bears to get through those levels. So if we lose the 56.45 area, we could have a pullback at least to the 821. The 888 is the bearish breaker area. Yeah, there's a lot of wicks sit there at 88. Maybe we can look for a long out of that area. Outer. There's a lot of wicks sitting in that area. Because that's where all the consolidation was from overnight. Man, that might be a nice funded trade area. How are you doing today, Noah? So that's going to be the bottom of your consolidation box there at the 80. All right, so that, like I said, that was the bottom of your range. This is your consolidation area here. I want to look for a bounce out of those 80s. All right, we're going to take that off. We may try to take a trade off of the 81, 83 area. Whew. What a nice boner candle to the downside, guys. What is that? 25,782. Yeah, I know. That's all the way back to the previous entry. That's where we were looking for longs earlier. You might be able to get a little 10-point trade off of the whole number here sometimes. Want to see it hold at least the 80s. That thing's just bleeding through, guys. Ah, damn it. Got stuck in this trade. We can get back above the 90s. We'll go to break even here. I cannot believe that all those wicks did not hold. Hopefully we still get some kind of pullback here. Come on. We still got 2 minutes left before this next candle. Come on. All right, break even. Come on. Oh, give me the 10 up there. Oh, son of a bitch. Come on. Come on, buyers. Come on. Back up, back up, back up. Oh, there it goes. Ah. Yes. Yeah. Got a little stressed on that one. There's the 10. We're following this baby up, guys. You think we can get that far up, Outer? Whew. I didn't like that freaking 20-point pullback, but we had to sit through it. We're like, trust the trade, trust the trade. Oh my goodness. And this was on a funded account too, so I was a little bit more. We were like, whew. Thank goodness them buyers stepped in. Man, I may have to be done after this. So right now we still up 20 points on this runner here, guys. If we can blast up a little bit more, we can move our stop loss up. All right, got locked in 25 at least. Oh, Outer, did you get long at the 760s? I wish I would have just waited for the 760s, but I was like, well, maybe this 80 is going to hold. Man, that would have been so much better down at the 760s, because that was my long from earlier. My long area from earlier. All right, so we got stopped out for 25 points. So we ended up for 362 on that trade. Oh, I copy traded. I fully forgot I had copy trade set up. Woo. That made it even a better day because now we're up 694 because I didn't realize I was copy trading. And for the fundeds, we're up 362. All right. Nice. I forgot all about the copy trade setup, guys. And this is Ninja's copy trade, so this is a copy trade we use. All right, let me take it off my funded account so we don't mess around and accidentally take a trade on that crap. Woo. All right, let's see if we can lose these 80s. We may jump back in on our eval here. Let's see what happens here. We still got about a minute left on this 5-minute candle. Outer, did you already take profit? 704 is a bullish breaker block. We did not close. Once again, we just pushed the, we actually hit those levels to the T on that 80 level. So that was the trade I was looking for earlier without all this pull down. See how it hit there right at the 80s? So I don't know if I got to wait for the second candle. I don't know if that would be a better buy, but the first candle did push a little past my entry, but the second candle was right on the money. Nice. I'm glad we were able to get that in before the lunch hour, because we're approaching 11 o'clock. So sometimes between this 11 and 12, we just start just kind of slowing. And it looks like we're creating like a 5-minute little bear flag here too. I can't consider a short unless we print below the 80 though. We got to print below the 80. And I'm just going back to 2 micros. So now we're up 694. So we got a lot of profit that we can play with today. I'm thinking we get through the 80s this time. I just don't see how we don't get through it. It's just because we've already tapped it. This will be the third candle. Then if we can just get our 10 points and hold a runner. Uh-oh, did my internet go out on this? No, it didn't. I thought maybe my internet glitched or something on YouTube. It was buffing. It'd be nice to get kind of like a nice little short candle print below it, and not like a big boner candle to the downside where we don't have have to have like a big stop loss. Oh goodness. And it's also running into that time of the day, that consolidation time of the day. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Like I said, if we can get a print below this 180, we may look for a short here. But man, the volume's just so low. We're still not printing below it. So that means we're going to have to wait for another freaking 5-minute candle. I think it's going to take a lot to get through here. If you look through the left, I mean, you can see all these wicks here. I mean, this right here is just a nightmare of just chop from like all night long, from what, 1 o'clock this morning till really almost 7 o'clock, besides this one little dip we had at 4. But other than that, I think it's just going to take a lot to get through this. So if you do enter, it may just be one of those trades that you're just sitting here holding. Or usually like on stuff like this is where I like to look for like 10 points and to see if I can get that big trade with the runner. All right, so we're actually getting below that level. We just need to print. I really don't want to jump in unless it prints below the 83. I just hope it doesn't push down so far that the stop loss has to be fairly large. And we still got 3 minutes left for this 5-minute candle. Ooh, nice little bounce off that 60 level. That was our original long this morning off of that 60. You're liking a long setup at the 53 outer? Man, that got really close. I've noticed NASDAQ doing that a lot lately, where it gets like right there at the entries and it just doesn't tag it. It's always missing it by like 1 or 2 points. It seems like they've been doing that a lot lately. Or not running liquidity and not going to where where most of the time it goes. It feels like they've made a tweak to it or a change to it over the last couple months. All right, less than 1 minute to left on this candle. Oh, goodness. Oh, wow, we're reclaiming that 82.80 area. Come on, 5 seconds left. Let's see what happens. No, it couldn't print below it. That's so dirty. Damn it. We got to wait for another candle. Didn't get the print below. Outer, did you take the long out of the 50s, or you was just calling out the 50s? Oh, you're waiting for it? Okay. I didn't know if you got long previously or something before it even tapped that 63 or 53. I'm sorry, 53. Ooh, my head's starting to hurt. I have to go. I don't know if I need to drink some more caffeine. I'm thinking we're going to get a lot of opportunities to possibly join in this area just with all that consolidation. There's a lot of buying pressure in this area. So it's going to take a lot to get through. We got 3 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. So if the candle can print below 80, I'll attempt like a little 2 micro trade looking for 2 points in a runner, 10 points in a runner. We're up 694, so we got quite a bit of profit that we can risk. As long as we stay over 600 for the day, I feel like we can risk like 30, 40 bucks a trade. Oh. Oh, there was a bearish breaker there at the 753. Okay, that's what you're looking at. All right, less than 1 minute, 30 seconds left on this. All right, 17 seconds left. Let's see what the volume looks like if it, it's not very, very high here. If we get the pullback in here, we'll add to this to kind of get a better position. First target. I may go close to break even. In case it does pull back, we can always re-enter. Because this is, I think Outer said we could bounce here at 73 or 53. Here's that 53 support. Like I said, print below 80, we were going short. But like I said, it could pull back and stop our runner out. Then we'll try to jump back in this. So it looks like it's probably going to get our runners there. Oh, can we just come back up there and tap my runner to go? That did push us over 700 bucks. We're at 708 now. So it made a little bit off that runner. I mean, that one hit. Outer, what's your target? What are you looking for on that 53 push? $823. Okay, I see what you're talking about. So we're at the point of control here at 57. So that is the next, what is that? The next legit high there at the 823. Then for the low, it's all the way down at 860 or 660. Well, my short bias was below 80 this morning, Outer. I was just trying to get 10 points in a runner. I should have took my profit once I got up about 10 or 20 points instead of waiting for that crap to come back and stop me out. I was thinking about that order block you were talking about that was down at 704. That next bullish order block at 704. Come on, 823. Right now, we're sitting on the sidelines. We're not in any trade at the moment. I really wouldn't mind seeing another retest of those 80 levels. I knew it was going to take a lot to get through these levels just because of how much consolidation we had overnight. All right. I'll be right back in about 2 minutes. Woo, let's go outer. Safe. Nice. Woo, nice. Nice on the 53 call out. We're up 20 points. All right, let's see if I'm still short bias. I want to see if my level holds. I wouldn't mind seeing that 23 push-ups that you're looking for. Then that way. Woo. Why did that stop me out? Oh, I didn't move my stop loss fast enough. That's because I'm short buys below 83. That's been my below target that I've been waiting on. I was going to jump in and just kind of DC back into it and see if we sell. And see if, like you said, that you're looking for that 23 level. Now, if we get through that 80, you got to get through these 80s here. Yeah, you got to get through the 80s. If the 80s hold, that's where I'd start sweating a little bit. Runner may get stopped out here. If it stops a runner out, we may just have to find us another entry because I only made 10 points off of this. So, yeah, there goes the runner. All right. This next candle here should tell us if it's going to rip straight back up or we're going to move back down here. Hopefully. Just keep getting lower highs here. Or, you know, lower high, then possibly another lower high here if this consolidates. '70s kind of holding up. So since we're just in with 2 micros, we'll DCA into this if it moves back up. Like if we move back up, retest the 800 or something, or retest the 9 EMA. Because I still like the short as long as we're below the 80. And this may be our last trade of the day because it's already 11:40. So we're definitely moving into that no trade zone of the lunch hour. Man, my stop loss would have to be up there. Oh, I thought we'd at least get our 10 points out of that for that pullback. Point of control was sitting at 73. There's the first 90 hit. Hoping we'll be saved by the whole number. Go to break even, or we can try to hold. No, come on, give me that 10 points. Nice. And an entry, baby. Man, we worked the crap out of that one, didn't we? Woo, that 83's been the level, outer. Oh, goodness. All right. We're going to see if we can hold this to the whole number here. This will be the last trade of the day, guys. We're 20 minutes away from lunch hour. We do not want to be trading going into 12 o'clock here. So we're still in this trade for 10 bucks. This thing's just ripping people on both ends is all it's doing. I mean, literally it's going up and down 30, 40 points. Yeah, these pullbacks are insane. Yeah, it's just sweeping buys and sells at the moment. Luckily, I'm done trading. So if we get stopped out here, we just get stopped out here and we'll just take the profit. We actually were able to surpass the $700 range. And we had a good funded trade day. We made $362 on the funded. Okay. So actually we're going to end up with 703 on this one evaluation count. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching this morning. Yeah, I wonder if we're going to go to that London, that Asia low up there at 900s. You two have a good evening at work, outer, if you're working this evening.